The biggest difference is I didn't play last year, and I was able to play, but I got hurt, So that's the biggest difference. Just coming back, getting used to the trenches again, and going out there and competing. It's still the same game. They have a good team. We have a good team, and it's just now it's time. It's just go time. Nothing different at all, really.
Hey, Jameis, is there anything in your approach or your preparation for this that's probably changed, or is it pretty much the same? Like, have you made any adjustments just to get ready for this?
Not in terms of studying. The biggest thing is just having to do continue rehab and keep my body right. Like that's it. I've made a drastic improvement on prehab and doing things to get activated.
Do you still consider yourself rehabbing at this point?
Prehab.
We're talking about the foot or the...
Everything. My entire body. Like, I learned so much about my body when I had the ACL, just the importance of other parts of your body being overcompensated because you're overusing something else. So just a holistic body, everything about your body, you have to be able to work certain things. Just because my knee hurting, that doesn't mean that I need to work my knee. I need to work my hips, right? I need to work my ankles. And you got certain things that we're all like, our body is so symmetrical. Right, you got your wrists, and then what are your wrists on the bottom half? Your ankles, you got your shoulders up top. What are your shoulders? Your hips, you know what I'm saying? You got your elbows. What are your elbows? Your knees, right? Like so, it's symmetrical, and you just got to work different parts.
James, I say this is spirit of gratitude, but is there a little bit more for this one just because it's a season opener, or is it pretty much you're going to try to maintain the same regardless?
Yeah, gratitude. I mean. Could I be more grateful? Yes, but at the end of the day, I'm still grateful for the opportunity. I think it's fun that we're playing in Atlanta because it's close to home. I think that's the biggest significance about this game is you're gonna have a lot of people, a lot of Winstons in the building. So that's exciting that my family get to drive an hour and a half, east to come see me play.
What have you learned about the Saints Falcons rivalry since you've been here?
I just learned that we got to beat them. Really, obviously the most iconic is Steve Gleason blocking the kick after Katrina. So I'm up to date on that. But outside of that, I understand just in this building that the Saints have been our rivalry, and I approach it that way. But at the end of the day, our goal is to win the football game, no matter who we play.
How many wins?
I have no idea.
Did anything about that process of learning your body help you as a thrower or change anything about throwing the ball or your mechanics or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean when you focus on the 1%, at the end of the day it helps everything. Right.
So was it good to see that prehab when you were going through it, to do that in that last preseason game, going through all those motions, making sure that
it was good to get a plan together pregame wise, with our training staff to see how we would prepare for a real game. Yeah, that was. I still thank DA for that, for giving me the opportunity to play in that game.
You made some plays last year with your legs. Because of the surgery, will you be a little more discerning there, or will you just play it the way you've always played it?
Yeah, I'm gonna play football the way that our team needs me to play. If that's pulling it down and running, I'm gonna do that. If that's sitting back and throwing the ball 45 times, I'm gonna do that. So whatever the team needs me to do, I'm willing and able to do it.
Just kind of a follow-up. Do you think in your second year that you will have more freedom to do some things that you want to do, or is that kind of like a little bit of an evolution being here a year that there's a little more trust?
My biggest thing in terms of doing things that I want to do is just get on the same page with Mike Thomas and Jarvis and Chris. Some of these guys that I'm experiencing for the first time, and us growing together. That's what I take on me doing what I want to do. In terms of the scheme and concepts, I'm going to do what we dial up because we all are in this thing together. Those coaches spend hours, hard-working hours, preparing a game plan, and it's our job to go out there and execute that to the best of our abilities. Obviously, having an open conversation to be able to, bounce anything off there that we can. But at the end of the day, I think this offense is very efficient, and we have been. So I want to stay on that path, man.
Are you going to wear that on Sunday? The brace?
The brace, yes. Yes.
How much of the season do you have any kind of projected timeline for when it comes off or no?
Man, listen, when I tell you, right now I'm focusing on Wednesday. right? I can't make any predictions of the future. Right now, you got me right now, and as of right now, it's on, and that's my plan as of right now.
And so, Michael Thomas being back, obviously that must be kind of a welcome sign for you going into week 1 and not having been able to play with him last year.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about being grateful. Like, yes, you know, that's being more grateful that I got Mike Thomas back, you know. But no, we're excited to have him back. You know, he's been on a long journey, but one thing I've always admired about Mike is the competitor and the resilience that he possesses. You know, I think that's what makes him as elite as he is, and he is among the elite of the elite.
And coming back without Sean kind of designing the game plan and calling the plays, I know Pete's been his understudy for like 16 years. Do you feel like you're in the same offense, or do you feel like you're in a slightly different offense? Did you have to learn a slightly new offense with Pete being in charge?
No, I mean it's pretty similar, but Pete has his he has his voice, you know. Yeah, I believe Pete has been with Sean for so long that he knows the ins and outs. But Pete is a great offensive coordinator, you know. The 2 years that we didn't have Coach Payton call the plays, you know, I don't want to toot Pete's horn, but like the Saints was the most explosive offense in Saints history, you know, and I think it was 11 or 12. It was 12. Well, we did some amazing things with Pete Carmichael on the mic. So we all believe in him. Again, we have a group of incredible offensive staff. We have an incredible offensive staff. I think it's a blessing that we get, you know, we have Zach Streif, who was a part of, you know, those explosive offenses on the offensive line, and we got Doug Marrone, who you know was the first offensive coordinator when Sean first came in. And, you know, with the addition of RC being in the quarterback room with his expertise and a lot of other things, I think we have a good team together.
Jameis, when you have a guy like Mike Thomas who, even when it seems like the other team can have blanket coverage on him and he can still get it.
Yeah.
As a quarterback, how much is that a comfort to know that even in the most difficult moment I can get the ball to him?
I think when you got receivers that have a tenacity for getting open and getting the ball is always a plus for the quarterback and the team.
How long does it take you to gel with a wide receiver to a point where it's second nature tossing to them?
It really never stops. Just because we got different concepts, you know, and I think our staff does a good job of putting guys in the right places to run different routes. So, I mean, I take pride in the growth mindset of what we all do. You know, can I communicate better with the offensive line? How can I communicate better with the tight ends, receivers, running backs? So that thing never stops. You know, as the season goes on, it's gonna get better and better.
Do you think that kind of applies to Mike specifically, like you two still having things to learn about each other? Like, you've known each other for a long time, but you only have, 7 pass attempts between the two of you, and
I mean,
2 or 3 years you've known each other?
I think when you have an elite receiver like Mike, just give him the ball. Put the ball around him, and he gonna make plays. You know, and again, as time goes on, it's gonna probably be more on the same page, right? But that's what Jarvis, that's what Chris, you know, that's what Mark, that's what Tony Jones. You know, we got a couple guys that in terms of reps that I would love to get more work with. But man, we're here now, and now it's just time to execute and go and play and fight for each other.
Has the adversity kind of like with Michael Thomas and you, has that made you guys closer at all, or just make you guys bond through the adversity that y'all faced?
I mean, it just made us hungrier, and you know, it's something that we both had to deal with. But I know Mike's been on top of his game, you know, having ton of work, continuous grinding, and I know I've strived to be on top of my game too. So we're gonna keep doing that, and that bond is gonna get stronger.
And James Hurst, you played a few games with him last year. So what do you see as the significance of him being at practice and possibly being able to suit up for week 1 as well?
I think James is a superstar. One thing that I was excited for James is this offseason he had a full offseason to focus on left tackle. Last year, I mean, when I was here, and that was short, he played every position. You know, so his versatility is amazing, what he can do at every position on the offensive line. And if we need him at center, I'm sure he probably could play center. But I think he's a great teammate. He's a great man, and I know he works his tail off, so I know he's going to do great. All right. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, James.